And that's what y'all can do. If y'all don't like what I got to say, y'all can kiss my country ass. Woo! Another late night edition of Outlaw of College Football. We've been calling these the little grilling sessions, the college football Who's on the Grill. This is episode 2. So I'm going to try to make this a once a week thing where we throw a few people on the grill, maybe talk some college football, maybe we even talk politics. I'm going to try to have numbskull news on here. He's going to follow up on some stuff that he said. I've been trying to get him on here to defend what he said about Bob Stoops being overrated. Then I'm going to bring in probably Killer Breeze after that, and I'm going to bring them in separately and let them give their takes on that subject, and then bring in everybody in here together, and then we're just going to have a good old cluster F good time. I just wanted to follow up on something that you said on one of my past live streams that stirred the pot a little bit. You had said something about Bob Stoops being overrated, and I was just going to get your take on that, and maybe if you had something to elaborate on that to maybe make your point as far as Bobby Boy being overrated.
Well, let me see if I got this right. Okay, so you are an Alabama fan, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I am.
All right. They just had a coach retire, correct?
That's right.
How many championships does that coach have?
6.
6.
At Alabama, 7 overall.
7 overall. Bob Stoops that?
No.
Then why are we talking about him like he's that?
Well, I mean, I think they're saying that
there's a hell of a lot of coaches.
Overrated.
There's a shit ton of coaches out there throughout the history of college football that have won a title and have had a nice career. Bob Stoops has won a title and has had a nice career. Whoop-de-doo.
So how is he overrated particularly?
Well, because everyone wants to kiss his ass like he's like, he's Hall of Famer, Bob Stoops. Oh, like he's Bill Parcells, like he's that dude who just what the hell? The guy who just retired from New England, like he's your guy. No, he's not. He's not even Urban Meyer. He's not even that accomplished. But they want to hold on to him because the heir apparent left for USC and kicked him in the junk on the way out, which was hilarious. Like USC, some kind of upgrade from OU. It's not, especially these days.
I'm sure they agree with you on that.
It's not. But I thought it was hilarious that he thought he was, going to do better going to USC. It kind of lets you know where OU stands a little bit.
Well, I think they felt like maybe
them. I don't like them, but I respect them.
I think maybe by you saying he was overrated, they thought maybe you were saying that he was more in line of the Gene Chizik, Ed Orgeron, Larry Coker type mode.
He's a little more than that. He was around longer. What? Coach O, he was there for what? 5 minutes at LSU? And then, he's trying to grab him by the poon, and then out the door he goes, right? He's not exactly, he's a little more of a Trump fan, I think.
Yeah, I bet he's on Trump's staff for that.
He might be. But, Bob Stoops was a serious guy. He was respected in the Big 12, respected all over the nation, but let's don't act like he's some big to-do. That was my point. I'm like, it's Bob Stoops. Who cares? I don't know. I would love to have sure. As a TCU fan, I'd love to have a coach with the record of Bob Stoops. Absolutely. But when you want to compare him to all the the legendary names throughout college football history, whether that's at Alabama, whether that's at Texas, whether that's at Penn State, bad stuff happened there, of course. We don't want to talk about Joe Pa no more. But there's a hell of a lot of these guys with legendary careers, and I just don't put Bob Stoops in that category. I think he was a good coach, had a good run at OU, and that's it. Maybe he's good to you. If you're a Sooner fan, if you just have to shit the school colors every day, okay, that's your guy. But let's don't talk about him like he's some big thing.
Is Bob Stoops already in the Hall of Fame? I don't think he is he?
Well, you leave it to Sooner fans; they'll have him in there tomorrow.
But if he was on the ballot, would you vote for him to be in the Hall of Fame?
No.
Since he won multiple conference titles, right? Would that make him a Hall of Fame coach?
Woo! Multiple conference titles. Holy shit! Wow!
You ain't saying the Big 12's weak, are you?
It was a 10-team conference for a long time. Why was that?
That was Texas's fault, man. They blocked the expansion and then they left.
How'd they do in the 90s? OU.
Not very good.
When Nebraska was kicking ass, when Colorado was kicking ass,
right?
Not too good, did they? A little more competition back then.
Yeah, I guess we all had a little lull in our traditions or whatever.
All of a sudden it gets whittled down to 10 teams and OU's dominant. Oh, holy shit. It's like Hulk Hogan going to TNA wrestling and he wins a title. Shocker, he's going with a bunch of nobodies. Of course they're going to put him on top. I mean, whatever. It's like if you put Goldberg with a bunch of Lucha Libre guys. What do you think's going to happen? He's going to kill everybody.
So you're saying that Bob Stoops was in a conference with a bunch of Lucha Libres?
It was a bunch of guys making about 25% of what OU made.
Ain't TCU in the Big 12 though?
For the last 10 years of it. Oh, I'm sorry. A G5 didn't come in and dethrone OU right away. It's like shit. What kind of money do you think Kansas State? You think they get even close to recruiting against OU, Kansas State? Hell no. I mean, they got every advantage in the world. Kiss my ass.
Because the corner is in the house. He called us the Numbskull Outlaws earlier. That might be a good joint podcast window. Says Stoops was a great coach, but I'm not sure I'd put him on the all-time great list.
That's because Coos is not some bleeding heart OU fan. He's a Mountaineer fan. He's grounded in reality. He just is. West Virginia is I'm more impressed with what West Virginia has done the last 20, 30 years. They don't have any of those advantages, and yet they still find a way to win games.
Denizen says that, you bring up the 90s. He said Bob Stoops didn't really coach in the 90s except for 99, so that wasn't Bob Stoops' fault.
OU was there. The mighty OU was there. And that stupid-ass covered wagon had a flat.
They had a flat?
Yeah. The damn Cornhuskers were whooping your ass. Colorado was whooping your ass.
Thunder OU Center says you're just mad because Bob kicked TCU's ass. Is that true?
I am mad because Bob kicked TCU's ass. He's supposed to kick TCU's ass. Shit. Oh, I'm sorry. It's like people want credit for raising their kids. You're supposed to raise your kids. He's supposed to win against former G5 schools that have been in the Big 10, Big 12 for like 5 minutes. Of course. So
before I bring Killer Breeze in here and put you in the queue, I just want to make sure I got this right. If you had a ballot and Bob Stoops was on the Hall of Fame ballot, you would not put him in the Hall of Fame.
I'd erase his name and put in Urban Meyer. Sexual harassment and all.
Can you not put Urban Meyer and Bob Stoops in?
Urban Meyer belongs. Bob Stoops doesn't.
So you wouldn't even give him a vote then?
No. Chances are he'll get in anyway. Yeah. But I wouldn't put him in.
I think he'll get in because of all the conference titles he had.
It's you know what it's like? It's like Eli Manning. He gets in because of his name. The dude. I mean, actually, you know what? I can't do that to Bob Stoops. I can't do that. Scratch that. Eli Manning is way worse than what Bob Stoops had a consistent good career, unlike Eli Manning.
All right, brother, I'm going to put you in queue real quick, and we're going to get a rebuttal real quick, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
All right, bro. And now we have the man, the myth, the legend, Killer Breeze from the backwoods of Houston. So what do you got to say about the whole Bob Stoops tirade there from Numbskull?
I find it more than a little ironic, the timing that we would get such a rant from numbnuts because it's much like the nonsense we heard last night in the presidential debate and the nonsense that you hear from the left with the folks with Trump derangement syndrome. What you're looking
at, I moderate y'all like that. I sort of feel like CNN over here being able to bring y'all in and out.
What you're looking at are the after effects of being OU's bitch every second you've been in the conference with us. And I find it funny that he's denigrating the very conference that they are a member of at this point. I find that funny that he's basically saying that Bob Stoops is, by the way, 10 fucking conference championships, not 1 or 2, 10. And if your argument is, well, what 10 in the Big 12? Well, then why didn't anybody else do it? How come Texas didn't do it? How come A&M didn't do it? TCU has never even come close. So if it's so easy, then why didn't anybody else do it? You know, the whining and the complaining about Oklahoma's advantages, cry me a river, man. The name of the game is winning. And if your program's not good enough to do that at a high level, then either go down to Division II or shut up. Because I don't really, your opinion is tainted for sure. Bob Stoops won 10 Big 12 championships in 18 years. He averaged a conference championship more than every other year. If my math is correct, there were 12 teams in the Big 12 the majority of the time he was the head coach. He played in 4 national championships and won 1. And he racked up more Power 5 wins in the years that he was a coach than any other program. So if you want to try and tell me that he wasn't great, it's and one of the all-time greats, Coos, then you're just not being honest. That is, you know, it's so funny to me when I look at, you know, the programs that don't reach the great heights. It's always funny how quickly they want to try to pull people down into the same realm. And the reality is it's a benefit. It's a luxury of being an Oklahoma fan. It's the same thing that you have being an Alabama fan. We happen to be fans of a blue blood program with a shitload of wins and a ton of national championships. It's an advantage, but that's what it's about, man. And if you're not competitive and you want to cry about the advantages, then I don't know what to tell you. I really don't.
Otherwise, we're saying that TCU wasn't in the conference till these last 10 years, and that, you know, maybe if TCU hadn't been left out and half the Southwest Conference left and went over to the Big 12, and they left TCU and other teams behind.
And why do you think that
TCU had been there the whole time? You know, maybe TCU might have won more than 1 or 2 conference titles.
Okay. My first question is, why do you think they didn't get invited? Any clue?
Invited to what?
To join the Big 12 originally, when they didn't come to the conference originally. Why do you think?
There was numerous reasons why. Probably, I mean, the stadium wasn't really that big at the time, I don't think.
Yeah, right. In other words, mid-card, not even a mid-card program is what you're basically saying. So that's the first thing. The second thing is they were there for 10 years. What did they do? I get it. They didn't have any advantages. Oh. Well, what did they do?
Now it's microcosm down to, like, it started with Texas A&M, Missouri. Now it's Texas and Oklahoma. It's sort of doing the same thing to the Big 12 that they done to the Southwest Conference. And what's going to happen now, in my opinion, and they said it today on Paul Feinbaum's show. I got a clip for that too. Paul Feinbaum basically said that the Big 12 was going to be a mid-card conference, and there was going to be a farm system for the SEC and the Big 10 going forward.
Regardless, that's the thing. You know, everybody always wants to talk about Oklahoma and you know and how oh yeah, well, look who they played. Well, you had other big programs playing the same teams in those years. How come nobody else was doing it? Nobody else did it. Texas didn't do it. Nebraska didn't do it. Kansas State didn't do it. Texas A&M didn't do it. None of them did it. Oklahoma did it. So you can try to rail on it. I think it's easy to try and look at Bob Stoops and make that argument. And I think that's literally people that are just pissed off that the guy won as much as he did. And you know how it is when you want to take people down. And by the way, none of us, I don't remember any Sooner fans comparing him to Nick Saban. And you know why? There is no other Nick Saban compares to him. It's a dumb point. Nobody said Bob Stoops is Nick Saban.
We got the new Nick Saban. His name's Kalen DeBoer.
Well, that might be the case. That might be the case.
Cruz said earlier that Bob Stoops is already in the Hall of Fame.
He is already in the Hall of Fame. I forgot to even make that was what I meant to open with.
So according to Numbskull News, we need to revoke his status. He don't need to be in the Hall of Fame anymore.
Well, there's a reason why he doesn't have a vote.
Well, I mean, he's just saying if he'd had to vote, that's
yeah.
I'm going to put Bob Stoops out to pasture, man, because he didn't win no national championships. He only won one. He was a one-hit wonder, is what a lot of people will say. Just playing devil's advocate here. That's the main thing. A lot of people is they want to see more national titles than just one. That's
fine. They can say that. I don't. Anyone that wants to make that argument, a lot of people will make that argument. That's fine. But if you're being honest about it, again, you're not just looking at one thing. He didn't just win consistently. He won consistently. He played in 3 more national title games. He won 10 conference titles in a conference with other big teams that weren't winning at that rate. Again, more Power 5 wins in the years that he was a head coach than any other program. Those things matter. Those things matter. It's not like it's one of those things or two. It's a handful of statistics that very few coaches can claim the same thing. Very few. And now that has to count for something.
Yeah, I can understand that side of it. So I'm going to bring Numbskull back in here real quick and see what he's got to say about all that. What's up, brother?
What's up? Well, he fell into my trap. He fell right into my trap. Thanks. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Did I not say Bob Stoops had a good run at OU?
Oh, you said it. You said it very. Yeah,
I wasn't on my knees sucking his dick, but I was giving him his props.
That's what you did every time. It was left-handed bullshit compliments, man. That didn't mean shit.
Well, okay, you want to
fact? You said something good about the guy. You made sure to say 2 things that weren't good about the guy. That's the fact.
You fellas, okay.
All of this is, by the way.
I'm sorry. OU's not supposed to win the Big 12. Texas isn't supposed to win the Big 12.
Well, that's my point. Why didn't Texas win in as many years as Oklahoma did? That you're trying to act like, and by the way, let's not act like Texas doesn't always have the best of the best. You want to talk about Oklahoma having an advantage? They don't come. The recruiting that Texas has on a yearly basis, and now how come they couldn't win at that rate? How come no other program was winning?
Because they can't find it.
But it still matters.
I don't care.
I know you don't care, but it still matters.
Hold on.
Why? How come nobody else is doing it? And why?
I'll join you in the horns down shit. I'll join you in that. I'll join. Screw Austin. I'll join you on that real quick. But I do want to say, far as I know, in the playoff era, I do believe it's TCU with the only team with a win.
That's a great team. And by the way, that was a great win. I was actually pulling for y'all.
I'll give you 10 conference titles if I could play for a national title. That's fine. That's little old TCU with all our 2 and 3 star guys.
Yeah, it was impressive.
But you want to shit on TCU, who, like you said, I'm not jealous of your advantages.
Listen, man.
Hold on. Can you zip it for a second so someone can retort you for a moment?
Sure.
Or you just got to keep going on like MSNBC.
Well, I'll do whatever I want, but go ahead.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. From the comfort of Oklahoma up there.
Yeah, you too.
I mean, you do live in Oklahoma, right? You don't live in like Salt Lake City or.
I live in Houston. I can probably get to you pretty quick if that's what you're implying.
No. We don't have to get physical. Not that it would last long, but we don't have. No.
I agree. You look like you're about 40 pounds.
You're jealous because look, Oklahoma's always been like the little pissant cousin of Texas. They wish they were Texas. In the state, I'm not talking about not the
Oh,
school.
we
the
do.
state.
We wish we lost more. We wish that we didn't have as
No,
many
not the
national
school.
titles.
I'm talking about your state with your state taxes and your liberal bullshit. Yeah.
There we go. Can't argue about the football. Now we go to the state of Oklahoma. Go ahead.
Oh.
That's brilliant.
Okay, you won a title with Bob Stoops. Woo. I don't care.
All right.
I don't care.
Listen, man, you ran your mouth about Bob Stoops. All I did was come back to combat it. You're upset because
what did you combat it with? Hold on. What did you combat it with? What did you combat it with? You went after TCU, a small private school.
I combated it with his record. I combated it with his record.
And his record. He won all these games in a conference he's supposed to win.
He won 10 national championships.
He's in a conference he's supposed to win.
Then why hasn't? Then again,
he's supposed to win the Big 12.
He's supposed to win
the
Big 12 every year.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Dude, you realize you sound ridiculous.
Yeah.
You need to slow down on the ding dongs, and you need to start listening to what you're talking about.
You have all the advantages. You can do this. That's fine. It's expected.
All the advantages.
It's expected.
TCU.
Hey, good job. You were better than Texas. You were better than Texas because they got more advantages than you, and they've sucked longer than you.
I agree.
I understand. TCU ain't supposed to do shit yet.
And usually
we're the first Big 12 team to get to a national title game in the playoff
first of all, that system's been in place for not that long. You got to the championship game and you got your ass rubbed out by about 60 points. So I wouldn't be bragging too much about making it to the final.
What would OU do against Georgia? Nothing.
They went to double overtime with them, you idiot.
You're about to find out.
They went to double overtime with them, you moron.
Welcome to Shitsville. You just went to the SEC. Your buddy, outlaw of college football, is about to whoop your ass year after year after year.
Hell yeah.
That is
a winning record against Alabama.
LSU is going to whoop your ass year after year. Georgia,
Bob Stoops had a winning record against Alabama. You moron.
Is Bob Stoops still your coach?
No, but the problem is you're talking about we're going to struggle in the SEC. Then
did you beat him in the national title game?
We did not.
Oklahoma can't beat us on the big stage.
Oh, what does that mean?
You're making points that don't matter. That's what it means. That's points that don't fucking matter at all.
It sounds like everything you
said. It's like let's give
Biden
credit for being president, like he did something to get it.
Yeah, this is actually better than Joe Biden and Trump. At least it's a fair fight.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I'll do the Biden.
It's not fair. We have all the advantages.
I don't care if you look. I know. Hey, that's fine. You have the advantages. I'm not crying over it. It's just the reality of it.
You're absolutely crying.
Why am I crying?
Because you're boo-hooing about the advantages.
I'm not boo-hooing about the advantages. I'm saying he's supposed to do what he did with the advantages. Good job. That doesn't make you a Hall of fucking Famer.
Well, that's too bad because he's in the fucking Hall of Fame.
He is in the fucking Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty. Every Hall of Fame, every Hall of Fame's got mistakes.
Code the numbskull, we got to get a petition started, get him removed.
Good luck.
I'm just saying, don't talk like a Texas fan who can't take it, who can't take a little criticism.
Listen,
a little criticism.
The same thing that you
did. A little criticism. You just rolled off the back.
And you started going at it. What was it? Was it the numbnuts? Did that hurt your feelings? Is that why you got upset?
Is that all you got?
No, I'm just asking. Is that why
I got gray hair? I'm fat.
All I'm saying is, I did the same thing you did, and you got upset about it. So
you should cry about the advantages to do.
Y'all be bragging about having hair, man. You emasculate me.
Yeah, you look good there, outlaw. Damn it, look like Montel Williams. If he didn't get as much sun. Look, I'll give you some truth about OU. OU is probably the second most popular sport in the DFW area that I live in. Second most popular team. Texas, for whatever reason, is first, but OU closely behind them. OU is a hell of a football program, hell of a tradition. Bob Stoops was a hell of a coach. Do I think he's... But like I said, it's fine for your fan base to blow him up to Jesus. That's fine. I don't have to follow that. I could say he's a good coach.
I agree.
I could say he's an accomplished guy. He was in the Hall of Fame. I don't. Do I necessarily agree with that? I'm not sure, but does it matter if I necessarily agree with that?
No,
it doesn't.
No. Anyone that has criticism for Bob Stoops for only winning one national championship, particularly with the amount of times he played for one, it's fair criticism. And that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. And again, I meant it when I said it. I thought TCU's run was impressive. And the fact that they were the first team to get to the championship game, it is a big deal. There's no doubt about that.
I knew it's a hornet's nest if you're going to start talking about Bob Stoops, or if you're going to try to push over that covered wagon, then people are. But here's the thing. I appreciate that, because the Longhorn fans are some crybaby sons of bitches.
Yeah.
I never had to you could give OU shit, they'll just come back at you and I'm fine. But Longhorn fans, let's call the police. Let's get the National Guard out here to change our tampon. Oh, we can't have a horns down t-shirt in the stands. What a bunch of freaking rainbow bright sons of bitches.